west coast of Aotearoa. Beautiful, raw and untouched. Half an hour from Whanganui, life here feels a world away from corporate New Zealand. But it's right here in these very waters that mining company Trans-Tasman Resources, or TTR, is proposing to mine the seabed. Extracting 50 million tonnes of sand a year for the ore to produce iron. It's a plan the local iwi Ngā Rauru vehemently opposed once in 2014 and now have to fight off again in front of the EPA, or Environmental Protection Authority.
It's evident that people are stressing out about it, that people are really, really concerned about what's going to happen in our rohe and what's going to happen to the kaimoana.
Kaimoana, or food of the sea, has sustained the people of Ngā Rauru for generations. Here in Waikaramihi, the local marae is named after this sacred relationship. Herehere I Moana translates as bound to the sea. They welcomed me to hear their story.
This particular marae is where our people came for 6 months of the year to collect the abundance of kai here at Tangaroa. Haere mai.
So they catch the kai and then prepare and cook in here?
Yes, they do. As you can see, that's where normally all the cooking happens.
Anne-Marie Broughton was raised gathering mussels and fishing here with her whānau. If the mining goes ahead, she says these traditions could be destroyed.
We're really worried about the effect that this excessive sedimentation might have on our mussel beds, because they're incredibly healthy at the moment.
Ngā Rauru say it's not just about the seafood. They're fighting to maintain their role as kaitiaki, guardians of the land and sea.
We're doing it for our people. We're doing it for our mokopuna, future mokopuna. We're doing it for our future. We're doing it for our identity. We're doing it for the environment. We're doing it for all the things that matter to us, for who we are. And that's what makes it such a big burden.
A burden Ngā Rauru fear will be passed on to their children.
It's not going to go away. Whatever the decision of the EPA will be, if it's no this time, it will eventually be yes.
Why do you say that?
I just think that the amount of resource that they've poured at it, there's big money involved here.
It's not just the coastal marine life that will be affected. The proposed area is a channel frequently used by the rare blue whale. Just a few weeks ago, this footage was shot of blue whales feeding in the proposed mining area. Marine biologist Dr. Andrew Wright says the effects of human noise on marine mammals in the South Taranaki Bight could have detrimental consequences.
The biggest concern, I think, is going to be the disruption of the communication. Sound travels a long way underwater, and that's not just the blue whale sound, but also the TTR sound. And they rely completely on sound. It's not like you and me, they're not visual creatures, they rely completely on sound to communicate with each other. And you're dealing with the increase in stress hormones in the population. Animals that are stressed too much may actually reproduce less, and that's obviously a concern for any species.
I showed Dr. Wright the map that Trans-Tasman Resources have drawn, highlighting the area that they say the whales inhabit. He believes the area the mining company has identified is flawed.
I think that the labels are fairly arbitrary. Simply labelling one area as a blue whale foraging habitat doesn't mean that they won't go beyond that boundary with one season to another as the food comes and goes. The blue whales are not going to stick to an area if the food is not there.
The mining area itself is 66 square kilometres. The operation will need 3 ships in the water at all times. The vessels themselves are gigantic and noisy. This is Waikaramihi, the southern point of the South Taranaki Bight that TTR are proposing to mine in. And although the mining area is 22 k's offshore, Ngā Rauru say that the effects will be felt just as much inshore as they will be out at sea.
We've lived here, mai anō, and we know that the Te Taiao or the west coast here, we know how rough the currents are, and the impacts would be not only from where the activity is to occur up in Ngāti Hurunui, but the impacts right along this coast.
Trans-Tasman Resources are required to provide a cultural impact assessment with their proposal. Although TTR engaged a cultural consultant, Ngā Rauru say he never consulted with them. They also assert that as the consultant is from the other side of the country, he doesn't have traditional knowledge of Herehere, and therefore his assessment has no mana.
One would have thought they would have at least spoken with us and got our views on it. We're not against development, but not at the expense of our environment.
The TTR proposal also states that the seabed is covered in lava from a volcanic eruption some years ago and is therefore dead. But Ngā Rauru descendant Archie Hurunui disputes this.
Ruka, teka. Tērā hui tū i ngā motu. Te hiropu ruku moana. I tai mai mea o rātau pikitia o te kawa o konei. Me te rahi o te ika, te rahi o ngā uri a Tangaroa. Herehere haere nei te re, tā ira rātau.
If TTR's proposal goes through, what will the effects of that be on Ngā Rauru?
It will just be, really devastating to our ngākau. It means that we've failed. We've failed to be kaitiaki, we've failed to protect those things that look after us and nourish us. It'll be a huge blow to us culturally, emotionally, spiritually.
Ngā Rauru and the 13,000 other submitters of opposition expect a decision on the proposal from the Environmental Protection Authority at the end of June. Mahalia says it's a process they would rather not be going through.
It's been a very frustrating and stressful mahi. They haven't held hearings in the area, so in terms of getting our people to go along, it's been a major barrier. We didn't find out what day the hearing would be on until about a week or 2 weeks beforehand, so people don't have a lot of notice. And then we have to organise probably a 12-hour day, considering that we've got kaumātua who are getting up at 4 a.m. so that we can get up to New Plymouth for the hearings. It's unreasonable, and it's an unreasonable burden to put on us when we are so connected to this area.
They still have anxiety over what the future holds.
I think, 50 years down the line, what's that seascape going to look like as a result of this decision, and have we done the best that we can to oppose that? And that's the burden that we carry.
We can no longer, as Ngāi Māori, sit on the sidelines politically. We have to be involved.
While there are ripples in the political seascape over the future of the South Taranaki seabed, the vision for the descendants of Ngā Rauru is to continue living bound to the whenua and moana.
An ideal situation would be us relearning rather, how to live with our environment within our means sustainably.